Hello, welcome back to my channel. Please subscribe to my channel and please like my videos for more updates. So the last update about Twist of Fate, Prachi get the keys and Rhea injured Prachi intentionally while they were dancing. Let's continue. Abby tossed the coin in the air. It falls down on the floor and rolled down under the sofa. Abby and his friend start searching for the coin. His friend tells Abby that he couldn't keep an eye on the coin. Ami thinks that Abby eats him and throws the pillow on him. The things get broken while they throw things on each other. Pallavi tells Prachi that you are hot and then you also danced. Prachi says I did not understand when I get hot. Maybe the small injury. The guest lady says you might have feeling the pain. Prachi says no, as she was dancing in Krishna's devotion. Pallavi says you danced well. The lady asks Pallavi to give the bangles to the daughter-in-law that danced well. Pallavi goes to Prachi and whispers to her that she did not do right. You tried to humiliate me in front of everyone. Rhea smiles. Prachi says humiliate? I never thought of this. Pallavi says you tried to make everyone feel that I gave you all the responsibility of the puja and you danced well even after so much pressure and injury. Pallavi says you tried to show that I am a bad mother-in-law and you are a good, dutiful daughter-in-law. She says you should have stopped when you got injury and says I gave you the permission to dance, not to do drama. The lady asks her to give the bangles. Pallavi says that she was telling Prachi not to hurt herself as she got very hurt. She says Prachi tried to make everyone happy. Pallavi announces Rhea as the winner and makes her wear the bangles. Rhea gets happy. Prachi feels bad. The guest lady appreciates Prachi and tells her that her feeling and devotion makes her Krishna's Radha. She blesses Prachi and asks Rambru to bandage her legs. Prachi says that she is fine. Pallavi sent her to bring Prasad. Rhea looks at Rambru. Siddharth signs at her happily. Rhea shows the bangles to Rambru. Rambru smiles. Prachi feels bad thinking about Pallavi's words. Rambru comes behind her. Prachi cries and hugs him. She says sorry. Rambru makes her sit and bandage her foot. Rhea sees Rambru taking out glasses pieces from her foot and smiles. Rambru then applies bandage on her injury. Siddharth comes to Rhea and tells her that Rambru is bandaging Prachi's injury. We shall leave them alone and shall not disturb them. Rhea goes to see Rambru and Prachi and gets angry. Siddharth gets doubtful. Prachi says you are very good, Rambru. Rambru says you made me good. Siddharth comes behind her and asks her why did you come here. Grandma asks Prachi what she made in Panjari. Prachi tells that she made Panjari along with 56 bucks. Rhea thinks that it had garlic in it. I knew that you will bring it fast. She asks Prachi to give the prasad to mommy. Pallavi looks at the prasad and then looks at Prachi. She asks if the prasad has garlic in it. Grandma asks if someone had the garlic in the prasad. She says I told you. Grandma says I had told her already. Pallavi says then why this smell is coming. Rhea asks her to taste it and see. Pallavi says that it cannot be tasted before the puja. Prachi says I did not use onion and garlic in the prasad. Grandma asks them to eat it even if they get garlic smell. They laugh. Rhea thinks that they might eat the prasad without telling about garlic. Rhea collides with Pallavi and makes the prasad falls down. Rambru says we shall get our floor changed. Pallavi shouted at him. Rhea picks the garlic from the prasad and says what is this? The lady says it seems to be garlic. Teji says it is a misunderstanding. They all says that it is a garlic only. Teji says it is badam or kaju and shows to Pallavi. Pallavi says it is garlic. The lady gossip that who had garlic in the prasad. Vikram says it might be on the floor already. Grandma asks Rhea to make prasad and asks if she knows how to. Pallavi says Rhea knows everything and will make better prasad than Prachi. Rhea asks Teji to come with her and asks her to make prasad for her. She is unwell. Teji agrees. Pallavi asks Prachi to call Soni and get the floor cleaned by her. She then tells Grandma if she saw what Prachi has done and says if you couldn't scold her, then at least thank Rhea. Teji makes the prasad. Rhea thinks that the scene would happen when the bag Gopal will fall down from the cradle. I have caught the railing and it will fall down when pulled. She says you can take any number of the blessings, but I will get the keys which I will get after you do the scene. Teji makes the prasad and gives to Rhea. Abby, Sumit, Amit and other friends acted crazy in drunken state. Pragya comes there. Abby says we are playing us game and asks if she will climb on his back. Pragya looks on. Abby tells Pragya that they were playing us game and asks if she will climb on his back. Pragya goes from there. Sumit says Pragya got angry because of you. Pallavi lights the lamp and gives the arti to Grandma. Grandma asks Prachi to do the arti. Prachi does the arti and sings bhajan. while Rambro makes the cradle swing, holding the rope. Pallavi does the outie next. Rhea waits for the idol to fall down and smiles. Rhea thinks that my work is not done while the outie is about to end. Prachi looks at the idol about to fall down and runs to hold the idol in her lap. Vikram shouted at Pallavi and says, I did not hope this from you. Gaurav comes to Tanu's house. Taiji opens the door. Gaurav greets her. Mitali comes there and says that she got late to open the door. Gaurav asks, where is Aliyah? Tanu asks him to say what happened. He says, I need to talk to Aliyah and not you. Aliyah comes there. Gaurav goes out with Aliyah. Tanu locks Taiji and Mitali inside the house and goes behind them. Tanu comes and asks, didn't you know your name? Gaurav Tapa. Gaurav says, you told me that Abi is your husband. Then how come he became Pragya's husband? Aliyah asks Tanu to say. Gaurav says, when I went to Pragya's house, I came to know that Abi is her husband and he asked me to search on the net. He says, when I checked on the net, I found them together as husband and wife. Tanu says, Abi is right. Pragya is his wife. Aliyah says, we thought my brother has divorced Pragya, but the divorce haven't happened, so they are husband and wife, and they thought to give a try to their marriage. Gaurav says, when did this happen? And says my statement to be proved wrong in the court. Aliyah asks him to go home and says, I will make you understand tomorrow. Gaurav goes. Aliyah tells Tanu that she has saved her and says you have double-crossed Gaurav. Tanu says even you went to Gaurav and says that she thought of her advantage and says she will win when Abi takes revenge from Pragya. She goes. Aliyah thinks you have done a big mistake. Vikram tells Pallavi that she must know why Janstamatani Puja is held every year in our house, as Rambro was born after this festival. He says you made me feel ashamed in front of everyone due to you. Grandma says it is neither Pallavi's mistake nor of Prachi. Rambro asks Vikram to relax. Vikram says, I don't want to interfere in the daughter-in-law and mother-in-law matter and tells Pallavi that it is a mistake as she gave the responsibility to the wrong person. Grandma asks Vikram to leave it. Vikram says, I feel proud of you, but you let me down. You have given the responsibility to the one who doesn't know the meaning of responsibility. He apologized to the guest and asked Harun to go to the room. Prachi is about to go behind Vikram, but Pallavi stops her. Rhea thinks that Pallavi shall scold Prachi. Prachi says, I had checked. I don't know how the cradle slide. Pallavi shouted enough and says she is insulted in front of her husband, family and guest. Grandma says Prachi held the Balgopa from falling down. Pallavi says, but she fell down in my sight. She goes on blaming Prachi and tells Rambro that she did everything due to him. She asks if she deserves to be scolded by his dad in front of the guest. Though he is right as I gave the responsibility to the girl who is good for nothing, who just knows how to talk. She says I am relieving you from all the responsibility of today and I want the house keys back. Prachi gives the house key back to Pallavi. Pallavi says it is not fashion and says hard work, responsibility, focus and discipline. That is what it takes to handle this responsibility. She says you become the wife but not the daughter-in-law. She says she is not assistant to tell Prachi that you have failed as a daughter-in-law. As you prove me wrong always. Rhea smiles. Pallavi says I will give the house keys to the one who deserves it. She gives the house responsibility to Rhea and says now Rhea will handle this house. Teji smiles. Rhea takes the keys. Pallavi says I hope you did not disappoint me. Rhea says it was not Prachi's mistake. Pallavi asks Prachi not to do anything wrong and she should not come out of the room as the accident would happen until you are here. Prachi goes to her room. Rambro goes behind her. Rhea thinks I made mommy against Prachi. Now I have to make Rambro against Prachi. Siddharth tells Rhea that she must be feeling bad for Prachi. Rhea says I am not feeling bad. I know she is strong and she would handle it. I love her a lot and she goes to attend to the guest. Teji tells Rhea that she ordered food from the caterer. Rhea says I will serve everyone personally. Rambro wipes Prachi's tears and says that report came. He says I want you to think about Chief and asks her to divert her mind. Prachi says it is my mistake. Rambro asks her to take a break and says that Rhea will handle the guest. Prachi says mommy felt bad due to me. Rambro says let's go on one thing. Let's go on a drive. I will drive you and you will hold my hand. It will be romantic. Prachi nods no. Rambro says shall we go and meet your mommy? Prachi looks on. Thank you for watching my videos. Please don't forget to like my video, share it and please subscribe to my channel for more updates about Z World. Thank you.